New York's legal cannabis market is more than just storefronts and cultivation centers. It's a complex, highly regulated industry built on a foundation of technology. For anyone looking to break into this burgeoning scene, understanding the intricate web of information technology compliance isn't just a good idea, it's the absolute bedrock of a sustainable business. Think of it less as a bureaucratic headache and more as the essential operating system for your entire enterprise. Without a robust and compliant IT framework, your dreams of a thriving cannabis business could quickly go up in smoke. The state wants to know where every gram of cannabis comes from, where it goes, and who is handling it at every step of the journey, and technology is the only way to make that happen. The reason for this intense focus on technology is simple: accountability. The state of New York, through its regulatory bodies, has a vested interest in ensuring the legal market is safe, transparent, and free from diversion into the illicit market. They need to track products to prevent contaminated batches from reaching consumers, verify taxes are being paid correctly, and ensure that licensed businesses are operating within the strict confines of the law. This creates a digital paper trail that protects everyone involved, from the cultivator planting a seed to the consumer making a purchase. For a new business owner, this means your IT systems are not just tools for efficiency. They are your primary means of demonstrating your commitment to legal and ethical operation in a highly scrutinized industry. This technological mandate might feel overwhelming, especially for entrepreneurs who are more passionate about horticulture or retail than they are about data management and network security. However, approaching IT compliance with a proactive mindset can transform it from a perceived burden into a powerful business asset. A well-implemented system doesn't just keep the regulators happy. It provides you with invaluable insights into your own operations. You can track which products are selling best, manage your inventory with precision to avoid waste, and build a secure and trustworthy relationship with your customers. In essence, the same systems that ensure your legal compliance are the ones that can help you run a smarter, more profitable business from day one. So as we dive into the specifics of New York's cannabis regulations, try to see the bigger picture. This isn't just about checking boxes on a government form. It's about building a resilient, transparent, and successful business in one of the most exciting and potentially lucrative markets in the country. From the moment a seed is planted to the final swipe of a customer's card, technology will be your constant companion. Mastering these IT rules isn't just about avoiding penalties. It's about securing your license, protecting your investment, and earning your place in the future of New York's legal cannabis landscape. The digital backbone you build today will determine the strength and longevity of your business for years to come. In the world of New York cannabis, all roads lead back to the Office of Cannabis Management, or the OCM. This is the state agency created with the monumental task of overseeing and regulating the entire adult use, medical, and cannabinoid hemp industries. Think of the OCM as the ultimate authority, the referee and the rule maker all rolled into one powerful entity. Their mission is to establish a safe, equitable, and transparent cannabis market, and they use a comprehensive set of regulations to achieve that goal. For any aspiring cannabis entrepreneur, from a small cultivator to a bustling dispensary owner, understanding the OCM's role and its rules is not optional. It is the very first step toward building a legal and operational business in the Empire State. The OCM's power is extensive, touching every facet of your daily business operations. They are responsible for issuing licenses, a process that itself requires detailed plans demonstrating your ability to comply with their technical and security requirements. Once you are licensed, the OCM's oversight continues. They dictate how you must track your product, what kind of surveillance systems you need to have in place, how you process sales, and the precise manner in which you must keep your records. These aren't just vague guidelines. They are specific, enforceable rules designed to provide regulators with a clear and unbroken view into the legal market. Their goal is complete transparency, ensuring that every legal cannabis product can be traced from its origin to its final sale. Why does the OCM care so much about your IT systems? Because technology is the primary tool they use to enforce their mandate. In a pre-digital era, regulators would rely on mountains of paperwork and periodic, often ineffective, physical inspections. Today, the OCM requires businesses to use specific, state-sanctioned software that feeds data directly to them in near real time. This allows them to monitor the flow of products throughout the state, identify potential discrepancies that could indicate diversion to the illegal market, and quickly issue recalls if a product is found to be unsafe. Your compliance with their IT rules is what makes this modern, data-driven regulatory model possible, and it's why they take it so seriously. Therefore, building a relationship with the OCM's regulations is a fundamental part of your business plan. It's not about finding loopholes or cutting corners. It's about embracing the system of transparency they have created. For a small business owner, this means dedicating time and resources to understanding the specific regulations that apply to your license type. The OCM's website is a crucial resource filled with guidance documents, FAQs, and the full text of the regulations. Ignoring the OCM is like trying to drive in New York City while ignoring all the traffic signs and signals. A crash is not a matter of if, but when. Your long-term success depends on playing by their rules. At the heart of New York's cannabis compliance framework is the concept of seed-to-sale tracking. This is exactly what it sounds like. A system that digitally monitors every single cannabis plant and its derived products from the moment a seed is planted or a clone is created, all the way through cultivation, harvesting, processing, testing, packaging, and finally the sale to a consumer. Each plant, each batch, and each final product is assigned a unique identifier, much like a serial number. This identifier is scanned and updated at every stage of the supply chain, creating an unbroken digital chain of custody. The OCM mandates that all licensees use a state-approved tracking system, which is currently BioTrack THC, to log this information meticulously. The purpose of this rigorous tracking is twofold: public safety and anti-diversion. For safety, imagine a scenario where a batch of cannabis is found to be contaminated with mold or a pesticide. With a robust seed-to-sale system, regulators can instantly identify exactly which products came from that batch, which dispensaries received them, and even which customers purchased them. This allows for swift and targeted recalls, protecting consumers from harm. For anti-diversion, the system ensures that cannabis grown in the legal market stays in the legal market. By tracking every gram, the OCM can spot irregularities, such as a cultivator reporting a lower yield than expected, or a dispensary's inventory not matching its sales records, which could signal that product is being siphoned off to the illicit market. For a business owner, this means integrating the seed-to-sale software into the very fabric of your daily workflow. If you're a cultivator, you'll be tagging individual plants and logging every action, from watering schedules to nutrient applications. When you harvest, you'll weigh the plant material and create new tagged batches. If you're a processor, you'll scan those batch tags as you receive them and then create new tags for the oils, edibles, or other products you manufacture. At the dispensary, staff will scan products as they arrive to accept them into inventory and scan them again at the point of sale. Every movement, transformation, and transaction must be recorded accurately and promptly in the state system. While it may sound tedious, mastering the seed-to-sale system is non-negotiable for survival in this industry. Mistakes in data entry, delays in reporting, or failure to properly tag products can lead to compliance violations, inventory freezes, and hefty fines from the OCM. It requires diligent training for all staff members who will interact with the product or the software. Think of your seed-to-sale system not as a separate task, but as an integral part of handling the product itself. Just as you wouldn't move a pallet of product without a forklift, you cannot move cannabis through your facility without updating its status in the state's digital tracking system. It is the digital lifeblood of your operation. In a New York cannabis dispensary, the point-of-sale system is far more than a simple tool for ringing up customers. It is a critical nexus of compliance, integrating directly with the state's seed-to-sale tracking system and enforcing several key regulations at the moment of transaction. While a typical retail POS just needs to calculate a total and process a payment, a cannabis POS system has to verify a customer's age, check their purchase limits against state regulations, and communicate the sale details back to the state's central database in real time. Choosing and correctly implementing an OCM-compliant POS system is one of the most important technology decisions a dispensary owner will make, as it sits at the final, crucial checkpoint of the regulated supply chain. The primary function of a compliant POS system is to enforce the law at the counter. For instance, New York law sets specific limits on how much cannabis a customer can purchase in a single day. Your POS system must be programmed to automatically track these limits. If a customer tries to buy more than the allowed amount of flower or concentrates, the system should block the sale and alert the bud tender. This automation removes the potential for human error and demonstrates to regulators that you have a reliable mechanism for preventing illegal overpurchasing. It also protects your license by ensuring your staff cannot accidentally violate the law, which is a risk the OCM takes very seriously. Furthermore, the integration with the seed-to-sale system is seamless and mandatory. When a bud tender scans a product's barcode at the checkout, the POS system does two things simultaneously. First, it pulls up the price for the customer. Second, and more importantly, it communicates with your inventory module, which is linked to the state's BioTrack system. The sale of that specific item is recorded, and its unique identifier is marked as sold. This instantly updates your digital inventory, ensuring that your records perfectly match the physical stock on your shelves. This real-time data synchronization is what gives the OCM a clear, up-to-the-minute picture of product movement across the state, a key requirement of their oversight. For a new business owner, this means you cannot simply go out and buy any off-the-shelf retail POS system. You must select a vendor that specializes in the cannabis industry and is specifically designed to meet New York's regulations. These systems come with built-in features for age verification by scanning IDs, purchase limit enforcement, and certified integration with the state tracker. While they may represent a significant investment, they are an essential cost of doing business. A non-compliant POS system is not just an inconvenience. It's a direct violation that could jeopardize your entire operation before you even get off the ground. It is the gatekeeper of your compliance at the most critical point of customer interaction. When you operate a cannabis business in New York, you are essentially agreeing to live under constant video surveillance, and you are the one who has to install and maintain the cameras. The OCM has incredibly specific and stringent rules regarding surveillance systems, which are designed to ensure comprehensive monitoring of every square inch of your licensed premises. These regulations are not about spying, they are about creating an indisputable video record of all activities involving cannabis, from its arrival at your facility to its final departure. This video evidence serves as a powerful tool for resolving inventory discrepancies, investigating potential theft or diversion, and confirming that all handling procedures are being followed according to the law. The requirements are exhaustive and leave little to the imagination. The OCM mandates camera coverage for all areas where cannabis is grown, processed, stored, or sold, including entrances, exits, storage vaults, and point-of-sale stations. The cameras must be of sufficient quality to clearly identify individuals and their activities, and they must be operational 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without interruption. Furthermore, you are required to store all video footage for a minimum period, often 60 days or longer, and it must be immediately accessible to OCM inspectors or law enforcement upon request. This means you need a robust digital storage solution, either on-site or cloud-based, with enough capacity to hold terabytes of high-definition video data. For the business owner, setting up a compliant surveillance system is a major technical and financial undertaking. It starts with a detailed floor plan of your facility, mapping out camera placements to ensure there are no blind spots in critical areas. You'll need to work with a professional security installer who understands the specific OCM regulations regarding camera resolution, frame rate, and lighting conditions. The system must also have a reliable power backup, like an uninterruptible power supply, to ensure it keeps recording even during a power outage. Failure to maintain continuous recording for even a short period can be considered a serious compliance breach. Ultimately, your surveillance system is your silent witness. If there's ever a question about a transaction, a missing product, or an after-hours incident, the video footage is your primary source of truth. It protects you from false accusations and helps you identify internal issues before they become major problems. While the constant recording might feel intrusive, it's best to view it as a form of insurance. It provides regulators with the assurance they need that your business is secure and transparent, and it gives you a powerful tool for maintaining control and accountability within your own operation. In the eyes of the OCM, what they can't see, they can't regulate, making your camera system one of the most critical components of your license to operate. Beyond just tracking your plants and sales in real time, New York's cannabis regulations actually require a level of meticulous record-keeping that honestly forms the digital DNA of your business. Every single action, transaction, and operational procedure needs to be documented, stored, and made readily available for audit by the Office of Cannabis Management. And this goes way beyond just sales and inventory data. It includes everything from employee training logs and visitor sign-in sheets to waste disposal manifests and transportation records. Altogether, these documents create a comprehensive and transparent history of your business, letting regulators reconstruct your operations at any point to verify you're following every aspect of the law. The scope of what you need to keep is, well, pretty vast. For example, dispensaries have to maintain detailed records of every sale, the date, time, products sold, quantities, and which employee handled the transaction. Cultivators need logs for every application of pesticides and nutrients, plus super precise records of all plant waste, which must be rendered unusable and disposed of in a specific documented way. And really, all licensees have to keep up-to-date employee records, including background checks and required training certifications. These records need to be kept for a set number of years, often 5 or more, and you have to be able to produce them for regulators in a very short time frame, sometimes within just 24 hours. This is where, honestly, a robust digital document management system becomes absolutely essential. Relying on paper files and dusty cabinets just isn't going to cut it in this industry. You need a secure, organized, and backed up digital system for storing and retrieving these critical records. That could mean a specialized cannabis-compliant software suite or just a really well-organized system using secure cloud storage. The key is to make record-keeping a daily habit, not something you scramble to do later. Anytime you hire a new employee, receive a delivery, or destroy a batch of waste, you need to create and file the corresponding digital record right away. This proactive approach helps you avoid the panic that comes when an auditor shows up unexpectedly. Proper inventory management is really just the practical side of this record-keeping discipline. Your digital inventory records, logged in the state's seed-to-sale system, have to match up perfectly with what's actually in your vault at all times. That means regular internal audits or cycle counts, where employees physically count a portion of inventory and compare it to the digital record. Any discrepancy, no matter how small, needs to be investigated and documented immediately. For the OCM, if a business can't accurately account for its inventory, that's a major compliance problem. It raises immediate red flags about potential diversion or honestly just really poor management. Your records are your proof of professionalism and control. In an industry that runs on data, protecting that data is, well, absolutely crucial. The Office of Cannabis Management expects cannabis businesses to have fundamental cybersecurity measures in place to protect their systems and all the sensitive information they handle. This isn't just about preventing financial loss for your business, it's about protecting the integrity of the entire state-regulated system. A security breach at even a single dispensary could put customer data at risk, disrupt sales reporting to the state, or even let hackers manipulate inventory records, which would create chaos for regulators. So, building a digital fortress around your operations isn't just a best practice, it's a core part of your compliance obligations. The data you're handling is incredibly sensitive. You're storing customers' personally identifiable information, which, can include names and sometimes even driver's license details from age verification scans. You also have critical business data, from sales figures to employee records. A breach could lead to identity theft for your customers and expose your business to some serious legal and financial headaches. Basic cybersecurity measures include using strong, unique passwords for all your systems, implementing two-factor authentication wherever you can, and making sure your Wi-Fi network is secure and encrypted. It also means training your employees to spot phishing scams and other common tricks that cybercriminals use to get access to your systems. Regulators expect you to have a plan in place to safeguard your systems. That means having up-to-date antivirus and anti-malware software on all your computers, especially those you use for point-of-sale and inventory management. Your network should be protected by a solid firewall to block unauthorized access from the internet. And of course, you need a reliable backup and recovery plan. If your systems get hit by ransomware or a server fails, you have to be able to restore your data quickly so you can keep operating. And most importantly, make sure your compliance records stay intact. Losing your sales or inventory data could be a catastrophic compliance failure in the eyes of the OCM. For a lot of small business owners, cybersecurity can feel really overwhelming and technical. This is one area where getting expert help is a smart investment. Working with an IT managed services provider that understands the cannabis industry can be invaluable. They'll help you set up a secure network, manage your backups, and keep an eye on things to detect and respond to any threats. Think of cybersecurity as the digital equivalent of the locks on your doors and the vault in your back room. You wouldn't leave your physical inventory unprotected, and you absolutely can't afford to leave your digital assets vulnerable in New York's highly regulated cannabis market. Understanding the IT rules is one thing, but honestly, appreciating just how severe the consequences are for ignoring them is what really motivates consistent compliance. The Office of Cannabis Management has broad enforcement powers, and they won't hesitate to use them to protect the integrity of New York's cannabis program. The penalties for non-compliance aren't just a slap on the wrist. They're meant to be a serious deterrent, and they can range from hefty financial fines to, honestly, losing your business entirely. For a new entrepreneur who's poured their life savings and countless hours into their venture, the stakes really couldn't be higher. Ignoring IT compliance is a gamble you're almost certain to lose. The most common consequence for minor or first-time infractions is a monetary fine. These fines can vary a lot depending on how serious the violation is. A simple record-keeping error might just get you a warning or a small fine. But a big discrepancy in your seed-to-sale inventory or a long-term failure of your surveillance system could mean fines in the tens of thousands of dollars. These penalties aren't just the cost of doing business. They can really cripple a young company's cash flow and hurt its reputation. The OCM can also order a stop sale on certain products or even temporarily suspend your operations until you fix the compliance issue, which means you're losing revenue every day you're not in compliance. For repeated or really serious violations, the consequences get even worse. The OCM has the power to suspend, or in the worst-case scenario, revoke your license to operate. Having your license revoked is basically the corporate death penalty in the cannabis industry. It means your business is shut down for good and all your investment is lost. Actions that could lead to this include deliberately disabling surveillance cameras, falsifying seed-to-sale data to hide diversion, or just completely ignoring record-keeping and security protocols. The OCM sees these actions as a fundamental breach of trust, and they'll act quickly to remove bad actors from the legal market. And it doesn't stop with just administrative penalties from the OCM. Serious non-compliance can also land you in legal trouble. If your business is caught diverting product to the illicit market, for example, that could trigger a criminal investigation. Or, if you have a major data breach because of poor cybersecurity, you could face civil lawsuits from customers whose information was compromised. The web of risk is really complex and interconnected. At the end of the day, the cost of a compliant POS system or a professional security camera installation might seem high at first, but it's nothing compared to the potential cost of fines, legal fees, and losing your business altogether. Compliance isn't just an expense, it's an investment in your company's survival. Navigating New York's cannabis IT regulations can honestly feel like an impossible task, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur. But here's the good news. You don't have to do it alone. The rise of the legal cannabis industry has actually created a whole ecosystem of technology providers and consultants who specialize in helping businesses like yours stay compliant. Building a strong partnership with the right technology vendor or managed services provider can be, without a doubt, the single most effective step you take for your long-term success. These partners bring the expertise, tools, and support you need to turn the complex challenge of compliance into something much more manageable and streamlined. When you're choosing technology partners, whether it's for your seed-to-sale software, POS system, or surveillance setup, look for companies with a solid track record in the cannabis industry, and ideally, specific experience in New York. Ask for case studies or references from other licensed operators. A good partner won't just sell you a product, they'll act as a consultant, helping you understand how their technology fits into the OCM's regulatory framework. They should be able to break down, in plain English, how their system helps you meet specific requirements, from inventory tracking to data security. Their job is to make your job easier by translating complex regulations into practical, technological solutions. For small business owners without a dedicated in-house IT department, a managed services provider can be especially valuable. These firms can handle your entire technology infrastructure for a monthly fee, including setting up your network securely, managing your backups, providing cybersecurity monitoring, and offering help desk support for your team. When an OCM auditor asks for a specific video clip or data report, your MSP can be the one to quickly retrieve it for you. This lets you focus on what you do best, growing, processing, or selling cannabis, while leaving the technical compliance headaches to the experts. Ultimately, success in New York's cannabis market demands a real passion for both the plant and for precision. While you bring the vision for your brand and your products, a technology partner brings the tools and expertise to build that vision on a rock-solid, compliant foundation. This investment in professional help isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a strategic necessity. By taking the technical burden of compliance off your plate, you free up your time and energy for growth, customer service, and innovation. In the high-stakes, highly regulated world of New York cannabis, a strong technology partner isn't just a vendor. They're a vital member of your team, helping you navigate the rules so you can focus on winning the game. As you navigate New York's cannabis compliance landscape, partner with the experts. Innovative Technologies is your trusted leader in cybersecurity, regulatory compliance, and IT management. Visit upstatetechsupport.com or call 518-900-7004 to ensure your business stays compliant and profitable. Take the next step with Innovative Technologies today.